Hi, everyone. Hope you're all faring okay. It's been really nice to see so many people online in the last week or so, from our services on Friday night and for ATfTh to learning this morning on the parasha. It's surprisingly busy for a time in which actually the shul is empty. One thing that I've been seeing a lot and that I wanted to share a little bit about today is a really irritating video game called Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing was originally around in 2001, and I remember it being quite a strange hit then. It's a very cartoonish, open-ended game which originally came out for the Nintendo GameCube, if anyone remembers that, in which you wander around a village populated by anthropomorphic animals and live a pretty normal type life. You trade with them, you build things. It's a totally plotless game. And in whatever weird twist of fate, a new version of Animal Crossing, 19 years later, has evidently come out just this past week, just in time for everyone to be locked at home and for many people to be struggling to find what to do with their time. The result is I've seen incessant posts and comments and memes about Animal Crossing all over my social media. And maybe you have too, although you might not realize it. And it's made me think a lot about the role that video games play. I'm not sure how many of you play video games or have played video games. I was never a die-hard video game fan, even in my teen years, but I think there's a big role for it, actually. And arguably, now more than ever, video games can help us to create a space in which we can explore alternate reality, explore alternate paths of life, and to interact socially. The times in my life when I have played video games have usually been the times that I was desperate for that opportunity to escape a little bit and to make connections beyond normal day-to-day life. My last couple semesters of uni, I spent a lot of time playing World of Warcraft, and the sense of achievement that was created through all of the different tasks and missions and raids and the social interactions that I would have had with the members of the guild on the game actually was a welcome outlet from a pretty dull academic life where I was struggling to find much purpose approaching the end of university. I think now is a good time to explore video games. And when I talk to people about games and the power they can have to educate, there's one that always comes to mind, which is still around and which is especially appropriate for today. So there's a game which is made by a company called Godcast, which is called Leviticus! And in Leviticus! You learn about the sacrificial system of Leviticus. It's one of the games where you have to swipe. It works great on an iPad because you have to determine which animals need to be sacrificed at which time of day and what the sacrifices need to entail and whether or not the animals are pure or impure for the sacrifices. And it's all very cartoonish and silly. And Leviticus! Which you can find a link to on our website, is a hilarious way to explore something which is very foreign and strange for us. And that's the power of video games, is when we look at Leviticus, as we're about to this week, or when we think about a new world which we now inhabit, which is strange and which is uncanny. There's actually a way in which using digital spaces, virtual spaces, to explore and to connect and to interact and to feel the sense of achievement that comes from a gained level or a job well done is actually a really healthy and powerful thing. So I encourage you, whether it's Leviticus! Or whether you're going to get back into Animal Crossing or World of Warcraft or any number of other things which are out there and easy to access, this might be a good time to think about what digital virtual space can offer and how video games, as a form of art and a form of culture, can really be a much needed antidote to a strange and bizarre world that we now find ourselves in. Shabbat Shalom.